finally know what I have to do. I know in my heart that it's right.
Groot, put your seatbelt on!
I'm always picking up after you boys.
Your haircut? Notice you've copied my beard.
Some people move on, but not us.
This is the fight of our lives.
Part of the journey is the end.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman. Yesterday marked exactly 1 year, and a huge happy birthday to Avengers Endgame's release. You just watched the commemorative trailer, and thank you that Marvel Studios had released simultaneously. And on that birthday, we got a couple of reveals, both a brand new behind-the-scenes shot making good on Doctor Strange in Iron Man's armor, as well as an explainer as to why there were so many fake gauntlets along the way in the MCU. We're going to break down what was revealed by Marcus and McFeely, the writers on Avengers Endgame, during yesterday's quarantine watch party for Infinity War. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button, we're giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, as well as a whole slew of other Marvel related stuff, including a limited edition Infinity Saga box set in just a couple of days. If you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video, and if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So as I mentioned just moments ago, the writers Marcus and McFeely on Infinity War and Avengers Endgame yesterday did sort of like a quarantine watch party and Q&A through Comicbook.com with a ton of reveals, including this brand new behind the scenes photo originally taken from something they shot for Infinity War. Now this makes good on all of that concept art that had recently been revealed. It was a part of them rescuing Doctor Strange. Now we of course already know how that played out for real in the movie, and as they mentioned here, quote, "So there were other versions of this rescue. Some were just too awesome, parentheses, and long to keep, but still one can dream, hashtag Infinity War." And again, to be specific, this is the rescuing of Doctor Strange during Infinity War, not the rescuing of Tony Stark by Captain Marvel during Avengers Endgame. It is awesome to see that they did actually shoot this alternate scene, that it's more than concept art, in an allusion to what's the sorcerer armor and a switch where Anthony Stark goes on to become the Sorcerer Supreme in an alternate timeline. Now speaking of switches, one of yesterday's most amazing reveals came when Brandon Davis, BD on Twitter, asked this question, followed by this picture. All right, at Comic Book, I have a question. And the question is, this photo's relation to Eitri, if there is any. Hashtag Infinity War, hashtag Quarantine Watch Party, and the response, I think, is brilliant. This again coming directly from Marcus and McFeely, the writers on Avengers Endgame and Infinity War, via Comicbook.com's Twitter account, in a direct question and answer. Quote, "I believe there is an existing myth of a gauntlet that could unify the stones, hence the fake one in Odin's vault and Thanos wearing this fashionable practice gauntlet. When he needed the real one, he went to Eitri, who also provided this handy carrying case," which obviously Eitri did not give him a carrying case, but it's a really nice explainer for why there was a gauntlet in Odin's vault. That's why Helen knew that it was fake, and why also Thanos was able to have a gauntlet in that post-credit scene, presumably before he traveled to Nidavellir in order to get the one made by Eitri. There have been some explainers up until now. I think this is the cleanest one, and since it's coming from the writers themselves, even though, again, you may remember the directors and the writers were not all able to get on the same page following Avengers Endgame on some of the more pesky points of time travels, etc., this is a cut and clear one, I think, easy. All cheap replicas created in the image of what could harness the stones, and again, who's going to tell them it's not if they don't actually have the Infinity Stones? The whereabouts were scattered across the universe, but when Thanos finally went about doing the deed, he knew he had to go get Uru Metal from Eitri at Nidavellir. Either way, it's awesome to see that they actually went through with shooting the scene to have Doctor Strange in the Iron Man armor, foreshadowing the Sorcerer Supreme Anthony Stark and the Sorcerer armor, which hopefully is the likes we'll see in the upcoming What If episode, now that we sort of know Robert Downey Jr. is coming back for the Thor Ragnarok episode on SAGA. And again, if you've missed that, which we've covered here extensively at the channel, I'll make sure to link some of those videos at the end of this. Eagle Eye fans have gone through some of these panels on the intro to What If Expanding the Universe. You can find that on Disney Plus, and found two, one of which is this shot of full Iron Man armor with what looks like SAGA war paint, another of what could be Tony Stark with what's very clearly an arc reactor in his chest, but the rest of the garb that he's wearing, including the cane that he's holding, is very curious, making him look somewhat of a sorcerer and very in the spirit of what we saw that they shot here. It tells you that Marvel Studios was thinking about all the versions of these characters, and that's evidence of what we saw already in Avengers Endgame and what we know is coming in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Plays on characters that we haven't seen before, and this is straight from Kevin Feige's mouth. Maybe there's still a place for Anthony Stark, Sorcerer Supreme, in the MCU after all, and if no place else, in the upcoming What If series on Disney Plus. Now, as far as any other tiny reveals along the way, there were a ton of them. Someone asked if they ever thought about doing a Sherlock Holmes joke between obviously Robert Downey Jr. and Benedict Cumberbatch, because they both had played the roles, and they just acknowledged that it was, quote, too meta for us. They also asked if someone had come up with the "dude, you're embarrassing me in front of the wizards, it was classic, who wrote that, or was it improv?" To which they responded that they thought it was certainly in every draft. Someone also asked how hard it was to write for the Guardians of the Galaxy characters coming from James Gunn, to which they replied, quote, "Not really. He had set them up so well, it was really just great fun to play with his toys." Someone else asked, did Gamora know it was Thanos that destroyed Thor's ship, before Thor told them she has this look when looking at all the bodies in space like she does, to which they replied, definitely. And that's something I missed, and if you go back and watch it, she's looking out the window, all these bodies floating around. She's seen this before because she's been a part of this before. She definitely knows it's Thanos, and I think that's one little detail that had probably gone over a lot of viewers' heads, is it's not really in the forefront. You don't know what you're looking for unless you know it's there. Someone else asked, what character do each of you like to write dialogue for? Which character is the hardest for you? This is actually a clever and very funny answer. Natasha doesn't like to talk about herself, so that's tough. Tony does, so that's easier. Another person asked, what can you say about Vision and Scarlet Witch, which didn't make it into the movie? The whole sequence once took place in Paris, where they were attacked by a swarm of Outriders. This changed. Obviously, we didn't see any Outriders in Paris. Another question, I heard that there was a draft where Cap didn't originally appear until the third act. Is that true? Hashtag Infinity War. To which they merely replied, yep, and then we came to our senses. And the last awesome question was, at Comicbook, was there ever any thought of having Bruce and Nat have more of a catch-up? Hashtag Quarantine Watch Party. Hashtag Infinity War. To which they replied, wrote it, shot it, got cut, as did anything that wasn't on the Stone plot. And what they're referring to there is really the editing on the movie, and for the Russos to direct a movie that made sense and flowed perfectly, they wanted to stay right on the Stone plot, especially during Infinity War, because obviously there were a ton of tangents they could have gone down, but with the movies the length they are and covering the breadth of material they are, they stayed with the main narrative, the antagonists and the protagonist, depending on who you want to call who during that first movie, making sure that they had a clear and concise film. Guys, let me know all your thoughts and comments down below. I know that the last couple of days have become sort of important as it is to MCU fans, especially the last 2 years. It's when Infinity War came out, it's when Avengers Endgame came out, and it's when Black Widow would have been released this year. Good times are coming at us again and right around the corner as soon as it's safe. I cannot wait to share the theater experience for Black Widow with you guys. And in the meantime, down in the comments, let me know what was your favorite Avengers Endgame moment, your favorite MCU moment going to see these in the theaters, and let me know how excited you are for when we can finally get back to that with Black Widow. Guys, happy birthday to Avengers Endgame, and in a couple of days we'll be celebrating the 2nd anniversary of my channel, as it was started right after Avengers Endgame, one of my first videos and theories on Professor Hulk coming at us. Who knew that that would get confirmed just weeks later in concept art, and that my channel would turn into what it is? And it's really because of all of you. That's why we're giving away the Infinity Saga box set. Speaking of which, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. We're still giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, the next of which is at the 650,000 subscriber mark we're headlong into, and we just gave away 2 random PS4 Pros just a couple of days ago or a week or so ago. If you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell with notifications turned on, leave a like and a comment on this video, and that'll automatically enter you to win all the rest of the prizes at the channel, like the limited edition Infinity Saga box set. We gave the first one away as a giveaway on New Year's Eve. We're giving the second one away to commemorate the 2nd anniversary of the channel on the 29th. That's coming at us in just 2 or 3 days. If you want to be entered to win either of the PlayStations, the limited edition Infinity Saga box set, or any of the other prizes we're announcing here in the future, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the sub button, notification bell with notifications turned on, leave a like and a comment on this video, and because it's truly random, the more videos you like and comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, just like we're doing here, and if you've missed any of those past winner announcements, no worries. All you have to do, scroll back through the channel, look for the winner announcement and the sub count in the title, click on that video, and scroll to the end. My name's Michael Roman. This is Everything Always, guys. Thanks so much for checking out the channel. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.